on this gorgeous Friday. I'm recording this Thursday night. I don't even know if it is beautiful or not on Friday. We're going to look at what other people are perceiving as the 2023 Miami Dolphins are way before they probably should. What is up, Fin fans? How y'all doing? It's Friday. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. If it's payday for you, awesome. Get that cheddar. Change the back up. You see, I put the championship belt up. There it is. I moved the flag. So if you see the flag there, it used to be this way. And then I kind of put it this way. I'm going to fill in a little bit more here. All right. I'm going to get some more things. But I put that championship belt up. I might put a better light on it so you could see it more. But put the belt up. Moving and grooving. So what are we doing today? What is this video? What am I reacting to? Why am I here? What year is it? I don't know. I went around and I noticed that there was a few things, right? PFF came out with their quarterback ranking for all 32 teams for the 2023 season. CBS, Bleacher Report, Fox, and ESPN came out with their record predictions. And then there's two sites that came out with their offensive rankings. So what I did was I thought to myself, let's react to these. Let's go and look at them and let's react to them because, you know, preseason hasn't started, training camp hasn't started, mandatory mini camps haven't started. All of these things haven't even started yet, but everyone already kind of has an idea of where everyone's going to be and how good everyone's going to be already. Not like it's not a little too soon for that, but we're going to react to it. So we're going to jump into PFF first and do their quarterback ranking. Patrick Mahomes 1, duh. Josh Allen 2, okay. Joe Burrow 3, I don't hate that. Justin Herbert above Aaron Rodgers. I don't know about that one. This is a big year for Herbert to justify the hype that has surrounded him since he's phenomenal rookie year. We've seen glimpses of what he's capable of, but he's passed for just 6.8 yards per attempt last season. Finished 8th in PFF passing grades. Kellen Moore arriving to the Chargers offense corner could be the key to fully unlocking Herbert. And if he is, this is where he belongs. So this is a big assumption. But with how the end of their season was last year, and with the fact that they have struggled to get into the playoffs, obviously that's not all on the quarterback. But if we're gonna blame Tua for that, we might as well blame him for that. I don't know if I'd have Justin Herbert above like Aaron Rodgers, multiple MVP, Lamar Jackson, MVP, Jalen Hurts, been to the Super Bowl. I'd probably have him 7. I would take those 3 and shift them up, and then I'd put Justin Herbert here. I think that's a good spot. Trevor Lawrence had a very good year last year. Had that bounce back. Kirk Cousins, Dak, and then look, Tua Tagovailoa was 3rd. Can Tua back up what we saw in 2020? Apparently, people think what they saw in 2020 was hot garbage. Okay. Or was his play beginning to be found out anyway when concussions became the overriding factor in his season? That's the big question for him and the Miami Dolphins in 2023. Tua led the league with a massive 8.9 yards per attempt last season and also had one of the highest average depths of target. He's been in the middle of the pack before that. He has elite potential with Mike McDaniel's offense, but he needs to repeat it. I see nothing wrong with that statement. I see nothing wrong with the statement, and I see nothing wrong with where he's ranked. Not at all. With his injury problems and with his, not being able to stay on the field problems, I think 11's really good. I think that's right where he belongs, and especially what they said. He has elite potential. Some people don't believe that. And there was something in here that was said that I found interesting because I hear a lot of people saying this. The big question for him, blah, 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 lead massive, highest average. He has been in the middle of the pack, Where is it? Oh, here it is. His play began to be found out anyway when concussions became the overriding factor in his season. Was his play being. And that's one of the factors that I hear about Tua Tagovailoa, right? Whoa. They got film on him now. They got the 2022 offensive film on him now. There's no surprise in us because we know what Tua's going to do. We know the plays that Tua's going to run because he did it in 2022. Do you honestly think that Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins and Mike McDaniel are going to pull out the same exact playbook from 2022 and run it in 2023? Do you? Do you honestly think that? Do you? Or do you think now that Tua's in his second year in this offense, Mike McDaniel's going to trust him a little more, throw some more at him, and they're going to be different wrinkles in the offense? Or do you think this team and this coach and this offensive staff is dumb enough to run out the same exact offense from 2022 so everyone knows what we're going to do? Do you really think that's how football works? Do you? Because if you do, oh, I feel bad for you, my friend. But anyway, I like where Tua's ranked. I like what they said. I have no disagreement with this at all. PFF, good job there. We are going to move on. Do you care where the rest? We'll look at it real quick. Stafford, Sean Watson, Derek Carr, Geno Smith. I'd put Geno Smith a little bit higher. Jared Goff. I put Jared Goff a little higher. Daniel Jones, Justin Fields. Ryan Tannehill, Russell Wilson, Mac Jones, Kenny Pickett, Brock Purdy, Jimmy G, Bryce Young, Jordan Love, Sam Howell, Baker Mayfield, Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy? Oh, I guess because he's likely until the season. Okay. CJ Stroud, Desmond Ridder, Anthony Richardson. A lot of these rookie guys that you don't know what they're going to be is at the bottom. Again, I don't hate Tua being 11. I think it's fantastic. So now, actually, let's stick with the offense, and we'll go to offensive rankings. And this is from Pro Football Network. And you can kind of tell they got Tyreek on the top 3 here because he was a finalist for MVP, offensive MVP. I don't think he was a finalist for MVP. No, Tua was on that ballot. Fun fact. Who has the best offense in the NFL? Yada yada. Right? They stick with Kansas City Chiefs has the best offense in the NFL, but it is close. The model, this, and that. Buffalo Bills at 2. Philly at 3. Cincy at 4. Miami at 5. We expect Tua Tagovailoa to play 2023 completely healthy, which is a big part of the projection here. But the Dolphins were a high-level offense when he was running it. They still need to improve their offensive line. Agree, 100%. But they have good depth there after free agency. I don't know if I agree with that too much. And the draft. And should be more resilient team. Having Tyreek and Jalen Waddle is a big boon. I don't know what a boon is. Do they mean boom? I don't know. Top 5? Okay. We were 6th. The offense was 6th ranked. And that was mostly because pass was 4th ranked. But again, I have no qualms about what they say. We expect Tua Tagovailoa to play 2023 completely healthy. I hope so. I don't know. I hope so. I'm. You guys know me. I'd rather be surprised than let down. So my expectations are really low, which is a big part of the projection. But the Dolphins were a high-level offense when he was running it. But again, he sucks. And they got Jets at 6, Baltimore at 7, San Fran at 8, Chargers at 9, which is interesting to me. I thought the Chargers would be higher. Dallas at 10, Jags at 11, Minnesota at 12. I wonder if they're losing Adam Thielen hurts, and then even if they do end up losing Dalvin Cook, hello, June 1st. Vegas, Seattle, Denver, Detroit. Who's last? I'm going to say Arizona. Who's last? Who's the worst? Rams. They got the Rams worst. Atlanta, Washington. Dolphins face Washington. Dolphins face Tennessee. Indy, Tampa. I don't hate that, right? And on Twitter, we saw this. Top 10 offenses from Cynthia Freelands via projection win share. And she's from the NFL Network. She has Miami not even in the top 10. Now, I disagree with this. Now, do I think Miami should be top 5? Meh. But I think they should definitely be in the top 10, being that they were 6th, even with Tua missing 5 games. But she went off these statistics and she tried to do some math and add numbers in and do this, and that from what I'm hearing. But I disagree with this. I think a lot of these teams, I think the top 4 is pretty accurate. I like the top 4. But again, Mixon, we don't know what's happening with him in Cincy. Josh Allen has constantly had to deal with having a horrible offensive line. That 1-2 is obviously who was in the Super Bowl, so I don't see that as a problem. I think the Dolphins will have a better offense than the Chargers, than Seattle. Like, that's what I would do. Like, Jets, I think Aaron Rodgers will help them out, but again, he's already hurt. If you guys don't know, he already got hurt in OTAs. He got like some type of ankle sprain or something, so he's already hurt. We'll see. I'd probably put Miami at like 8 or 9. I disagree with this. I disagree with it a little bit. But let's go to now record predictions. We're going to look at 4 different sites and their record predictions, starting with CBS. Arizona Cardinals, Brian projected record 3-14. A lot of people think that they're going to have the 1st and 2nd overall pick in this upcoming draft, which I find interesting. And if that does happen, Kyler Murray is on the way out. Ravens 12-5, Falcons 10-7. They probably have the Falcons winning that division. Bills 12-5, Carolina 8-9, Chicago 6-11. I actually think like the Bears a bit this year, largely improved. I think they'll be higher than 6-11. Cincy 13-4, Cleveland 7-10, Cowboys 10-7, Denver 9-8, Detroit 10-7. Probably have them winning that division. Green Bay 6-11, Houston 7-10, Indy 4-13. Oh yeah. Jags 11-6. Probably have them win that division. Kansas City 14-3, Raiders 7-10. Oh. That's horrible. Rams 9-8. Chargers 8-9. So this could easily flip if Justin Herbert takes some steps and they handle a difficult December stretch. Funny how all of a sudden Justin Herbert is talked as a problem. And then they have the Dolphins going 8-9. Again, the AFC is really stacked. The Dolphins drew the entire AFC West and NFC East. I've got questions about Tua, just in terms of how quickly he might be shut down for the season, and rightfully so, with any kind of concussion situation. 8-9. And he's giving that 8-9 projection because he thinks Tua is going to be shut down with some type of concussion. It's a lot of assumptions, right? It's an educational assumption, but it's a big assumption. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen to Tua. We don't know what's going to happen to any of these teams. Josh Allen can get a concussion and be shut down. Any of these guys can be shut down at any point, so we don't really know. Fully healthy team, way higher than 8-9. I think there'll be 11-win team fully healthy. But again, fully healthy. Because the addition of Jalen Ramsey, some people think he's washed, which makes me laugh. And Vic Fangio in itself is about 3 wins. 2 to 3 wins. And the Dolphins won 9 games last year. So, and again, in my personal opinion, if Tua played against the Jets, finished the Bengals game, and played against the Vikings, minimum, I think they win 2 of those games, which again would have put him in that 11-win category, even with him missing the second half, those games that he missed. So I don't know. That's a huge regression. If they go 8-9, Greer needs to be fired. McDaniel needs to be fired. That's too big of a regress. It's 1 game, but still, you're taking a step back. You need to clean house. You need to do it. You cannot take a step back cannot. Let's look at Bleacher Report. Again, schedule prediction: Arizona 4-13, Atlanta 7-10, Baltimore 10-7, Buffalo 13-3. Okay. Carolina 7-10. Bryce Young. Did you see pictures of Bryce Young? He's very short behind his 13-14, 3-14 for Chicago. Jeez, I definitely think they're gonna have more than 3 wins. If they do, Justin Fields is not the guy. Oh, sorry, that's last year's. I'm so dumb. 10-7. Wow, they have a big regression for Detroit, Buffalo. I'm so dumb. I apologize, my guys. 10-7. 7-10. Chicago 6-11. I could see more than that. I could see probably around 500. Cincy regression, about a 1 game regression from 12-4. You couldn't do 12-4 in 2022. Oh, because they didn't take. Yeah, they took the game out. Yeah, the Mar Hamlin game. Okay. Again, I'm not here today. 7-10 to 9-8. Okay. Dallas Cowboys 12-5. Ooh, that was just about 2 games. Denver 5-12, 8-9. Maybe a little more. I could see them being around 10 wins. Again, the AFC is going to be tough. Detroit 9-8, 10-7. Yeah, I could see that. Green Bay 8-9, 8-9. Houston 3-13-1 to 6-11. I could see that. Indy 4-12, 6-11. Jags 9-8, 9-8. Kansas City 14-3 to 12-5. They're going to lose 2 games. 6-11 to 6-11. Chargers 10-7 to 10-7. Rams 5-12 to 5-12. Miami Dolphins. Here we go, boys. 9-8 last year. I'm gonna see. I don't want to ruin it. We're gonna guess, right? The Miami Dolphins were one of the NFL hottest teams in 2023 before a late season collapse. 2022. They didn't play in 2023. Collapse that saw them lose 5 of their final 6 theoretically. That won't happen with a healthy Tua under center. He said it. I didn't say it. Of course, there's no guarantees that Tua, who suffered multiple concussions last season, will stay healthy. Again, I agree with that. There's also no guarantee that an intact Tua fixes everything. I could see where he's coming from. Dolphins largely feasted on mediocre teams early, though the wins over Baltimore and Buffalo were impressive. Thank you for that. They faced tougher opponents during the final stretch. Teams seemed to catch up to Mike McDaniel's offense, and that could bleed into the coming season. Again, do you think they're not going to change it up? However, adding Jalen Ramsey, Cam Smith as secondary should help improve their defense that generate only 14 turnovers, yada, yada. Adding Speedy, it's got ruined. Eddie Speedy, rookie, running, Devon Achane to the offense could help take some pressure off of Tua, but a lot of rides on the quarterback's ability to stay on the field and the defense ability to show improvement. Miami could be better in 2023, but the least second hardest schedule could keep it out of the postseason 9-8. I think the Dolphins do better than 9-8. Like I said, I give them 2 more wins with just the addition of Jalen Ramsey and Vic Fangio. I think the defense helps them out in those situations because I think we have the defense we have now. I think they beat Buffalo in Buffalo. I think the defense kind of let them down on that final stretch when Tua got in the lead. And then I think it's the offense that lost the other games for me. Offense lost the Jets game. Offense lost the Vikings game. Offense lost the 49ers, the Chargers, the Packers, the Patriots game. Offense lost all those games. I'm still giving 2 wins. Still doing it. Now let's go to Fox Sports. Arizona Cardinals final prediction 3-13. Falcons 8-9. Ravens 10-7. Bills 12-5. Dallas Cowboys. Denver Broncos. Green Bay Packers. Houston. Indy. Jacksonville. Kansas City. Las Vegas. LA. Miami. 11-6. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm thinking. It won't be an easy start for the Dolphins, and I hope the Miami Brass doesn't do anything rash with Tua Tagovailoa during those weeks, because if they can get through those weeks without getting buried, the Dolphins can stay in contention for the postseason. Once they make the playoffs, they are Super Bowl contenders. But just like the rest of the AFC East, there's no sure thing. they can actually get into the postseason from McKenna. I agree, and I like that 11-6 prediction. I'm agreeing with that. That's kind of where I'm thinking in that area. And then finally, we got ESPN. So over under 9.5. Michael Clay's projection is about a 10.7. So he has him winning about, going 10-7. But his prediction is stay away, right? Because here you could see over 10.5 wins, the over under. Here he's got over 9.5 wins. But he says stay away. Coach McDaniel seems like he has this club headed in the right direction. He has optimized his talent, but it's also a tough division. I feel like Miami will be involved in several close games, and the variance of this season will likely hinge on the health of quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. So that's why he says stay away, because there's that big, huge question mark of, will Tua be healthy, and will Tua be able to play? And I agree. That's why I give it, there's a swing for me. There's again, if the Dolphins don't do better than they did last year, it's going to be a problem. Then you have to go out and get yourself a quarterback. If Tua gets hurt again and he doesn't play and we lose and we fall apart because he doesn't play, and I will say that's also, the front office and head coach's fault that they didn't get a better backup, because from what I'm hearing right now, Mike White doesn't sound too good. Then you got to go out and get a quarterback. This team is ready. This team is built to win now. And Tua's got to stay healthy. Tua's bulked up, so hopefully he stays healthy. He's going to take some hits. It's the NFL. No quarterback doesn't get sacked. Like, it's going to happen. So he has to play smart, get rid of the ball, stay healthy. And if he does, a lot of people think, and it's not just me, this team's going to be really good. 10, 11 plus win team. But comment below. Let me know what you think about the PFF quarterback ranking, some of these record predictions, and the offensive prediction ranking and stuff. Comment below. Let me know. I have a lot more videos. No OTAs for the weekend. No OTAs on Monday. They go back on the 30th and the 31st. Then they have a break. And then I think it's mandatory mini camps this weekend, the next weekend. So, but June 1st is Thursday. Mark it on your calendar. Circle June 1st. But on that, I'll see you guys Monday unless news breaks. Then you'll get it from me. But like usual, stay classy. I fins up.